Hello everyone, this is Dustin DaHusky, and I am back in the van, because you know what? Break time. So, the cost of lies. Something you've heard from HBO's Chernobyl, which was a really good series. Something just occurred to me while eavesdropping at a factory that I just delivered and in their parking lot right now. And they won't seem to care at all, because what I've overheard and all these procedures, they just don't care. Like, well, corporate America, they don't give a shit at all. Nothing new, really. So what am I going about on? Lying. The cost of what lying does to corporations and the people that they affect in this pandemic. But, well, I would say overall, corporations aren't really a good thing much, because they really hurt more people than they help. But especially in this pandemic, they certainly aren't helping by any stretch. COVID testing. I just eavesdropped on a conversation between two people at this plant in Milwaukee, which I am not going to tell. However, they said that in just this past weekend alone, 30 people tested positive for COVID in their factory. However, it's all hush-hush, because talking to the North Dock receiving and shipping team, they say that when someone actually is supposedly sick for COVID or getting tested, they don't tell anyone. The management does not tell the people that this person worked around in close proximity with. Say out of 5 people, one person is suspected to be COVID positive, so he gets sent home, gets tested, and no one hears a word from him for the next 2 weeks. Except when you maybe ask the guy himself if he's positive or not. But if you don't know the guy, don't care enough to have his phone number, you won't really know until he comes back. But it puts those other 4 people at risk. But when you ask a supervisor, hey, how's good old Johnny doing? They won't say a word. This happened at this factory. It happens in my own company. All this information is tightly well guarded, which, to be honest, is stupid. Wouldn't it be nice to know if you should probably get tested if this guy is seriously sick and you've worked next to him for the last 3-4 months in close proximity, because your job does not, it's not that it does not prohibit working closely, it's just part of your work environment where it's something you can't get away with. You want to know. So every day that I come into this place to drop off parts, I go through the same COVID screening over and over and over again. And they always ask me, have you been exposed or know anyone who has been exposed to COVID or is suspected to be COVID positive? Well, of course I lied, because I won't be able to get in. However, that I make my lie, which I know that no one around me is COVID positive, that I know for certain. So most cases it's not considered a lie, but even so, you still need to deliver parts anyway. You're wearing a mask. You gotta lie, because if not, my boss gets crawled up in my ass and it ruins my day. So I have to sort of lie. Now, these 30 people that have tested positive at this factory over the weekend, today and yesterday, had to lie that they know that their coworkers are not going to be in for 2 weeks. But to get, where did it go? Oh, here it is. To get this sticker, you have to pretty much lie through your teeth to say you don't know anyone who's COVID positive. But you already know Johnny, he ain't coming into work because we all think he's got it. So they say no to everything. No this, no that, no to here, no to there. And they get the sticker, and then they carry on their merry way, 8 hours of hauling ass in a machine shop. So, corporations do not give a fuck. And the only times that it matters to them if it directly involves them. The only time that word gets around is in the office of any corporation, of any company. That's nothing new. But when it comes to the floor, they won't say a word. They won't. Because to them, we're totally expendable. Regardless of where you work, union, non-union, you are totally disposable. Even if you are Teamsters, which is maybe the best union there is in this country, they will still throw you under the bus if they can. But even so, when it comes to management, when it comes to the office, you hear about Johnny? Yeah, he tested positive. But don't tell the guys that work around him, though. No. Just let them keep working. You would think that it would be best for them to get tested too while working, because even if you don't have symptoms, you can get tested and still come into work until you get a result. Unless you feel symptoms, that's the only time when you have to get tested and take 2 weeks off. If you feel fine but you still want to get tested, you can take a test, still go into work, just to make sure that you're all doing well. That's just the way how things are done. So the cost of lies, it's going to get more and more people sick. This is why numbers are increasing in this country. It's not just because of the idiots that don't wear their masks, but it's also the idiots in the higher-ups of these companies and organizations that don't tell the very people they should be warning about, instead of people higher up in some lofty office who will never see a single plant worker for months without end. And yet he is the one that needs to know what's going on. Yet very, very few people enter his office. Often enough, they may not even be in at all. They may be working at home, working on their golf, in their extended bathroom, living room, bathhouse. There's a huge reason why some of these cases are not probably just people not wearing a mask or not taking certain precautions. You must wonder if some of these numbers, these 80, 90, 100,000 cases a day, is not just the idiots that don't wear a mask or don't know how to wash their hands or properly safe distance themselves from others. These are just ordinary people that just happen to get sick because their shithead management and bosses will not tell them, Johnny tested positive. You guys should maybe test just to make sure after work. Because, of course, corporations don't give a fuck. It's to their convenience, not yours. But you can still get tested. There's testing stations all over this country. So you can still test after work. There's no excuse. Yeah, you could do it during work, but it's crunch time in America right now. And companies cannot afford to let people take off a few hours just to get tested. They won't. Even if you're union, most corporations probably would not let you just because they know you're valuable where you are right now. Plus, testing is very, very convenient. They know that. They can say you're doing it on your own time. Do it on the weekends. I did my last test on a weekend. So, you have to really wonder the number of these cases is due to horrible, horrible corporate practices of telling people, good old Johnny in 3B machining is sick. He's got it. But don't tell the other 4 guys that work their machines around him. Let them just do their own job because they got that to focus on. Yet, they don't know enough about their families that, Tom, who works next to Johnny, has a wife who's got diabetes. Or, say, even Crohn's disease. Anything that has a life-threatening condition with COVID that is beneficial for them to know immediately. But yeah, they don't see a big picture that, it doesn't matter to them. It's not important. See, that pisses me off that people get thrown out of companies because they lie on their resume. But when it comes to a pandemic, a corporation will lie all day to its workers and tell workers that, no, you don't know anyone who's COVID positive. And even if you did say that you knew someone who's COVID positive, I'm even starting to wonder, you'd still get a sticker anyway at the end of the day. Or actually at the beginning of your day. I'm really, really suspecting that whatever systems that are in place in this country aren't even being enforced. It's being sadly enforced. So the truth about lying is that it still doesn't pay off in the end. And the only one that gets hit with this the most are the people that actually depend to be at work and to keep their families and their loved ones and their friends safe. Especially those that once they get it will have a hard time fighting it. So, what do you take from this video? Even if you're friends with your management, don't believe a single thing they say, because really they're not out to stick their neck for you, even if they say they will. If they can't even tell close coworkers that their friend is sick, they should get tested when they can. If they don't even give the common courtesy to do that, there's no one really you can trust in management. The only ones you can trust is each other. In fact, this is not a bad idea to get the phone numbers of your close coworkers for this kind of stuff. To let them know, let them be in the know-how. Because the only way that I found out about my coworker, Tony, who got sick earlier this month, or earlier last month, is that I asked him through text. And he was COVID positive, and then got cleared to come back to work, tested again, tested negative. So, second test came back, good to go. But no one knew. Shit, even my boss didn't know. It's because the HR representative did not want to actually tell anyone. In fact, it was entirely regulated to the HR department. No one else actually knew. Not even my boss's boss. So, why are we all hiding this information from others? It's so stupid. It's risky. Yeah, my company's bankrupt. It's totally broke. More and more stuff is being rationed. Computer paper, clear plastic tape. We have to lock that up now because apparently people are stealing it, which I don't know who steals that type of shit. You can buy it at Office Max or Office Depot for not much money anyway. But people are apparently stealing stuff from my company, which, big doubt. Because there's not much from this company to steal, believe me. There's stuff to steal, and I would fly by night away from here. There's a boatload of silver in my company that I could just take, but even I'm not that stupid. So, the cost that lies in America is infecting those that probably didn't need to be infected in the first place. So, the 90,000 plus cases that happen each day in this country are not people that are anti-maskers or don't know clean hygiene or practice any safe form of how to go through a pandemic. You have to wonder, they may just be ordinary people who just got thrown under the bus because no one told them to do anything until it was too late. So, maybe if you suspect that a coworker of yours might be COVID positive, they're not coming back to work, your boss isn't concerned about it because they're not showing up, so that means they're probably sick, they're probably getting tested. Without telling your boss, go to CVS, Walmart, whatever, or go to a clinical place where you can actually get tested through your insurance. Take a test, wait it out, and, still show up to work. Because if you're still feeling fine, you can still go to work. It's just when you have symptoms, that's when you shouldn't. So, when they say corporations are people, They must be the idiotic, moronic type. Because the ordinary people that work within a corporation or company, they may have more brains than the corporate head and management and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm pissed off kind of about everything with this whole lying scheme. Shouldn't have to be. And it's putting a lot of good people at risk. Whether if they were asking for it or not, puts way too many people at risk. So be safe out there, wear your mask, wash your hands, get tested, social distance, because this is still an issue. Take care, guys.